Alright, so in this video, I'm just going to show you a little bit on how to get the footage off the memory cards. That's a pretty common question, and it's something that at this point, we probably should be able to do on our own. I think the issue ultimately is the fact that, we're not filming super often, so we forget in between times. So like, it might be a Monday, and then it might not be for another 2 weeks that we're pulling more stuff off a card, so we just forget. So this video is just a quick reminder of how to do it. So every computer is a little bit different, all right, but you're always going to be using one of these SD cards. If you're using a micro SD card like in the GoPro, you'll take the micro SD card out of the camera and then you'll put it in one of these adapters. So every computer is a little different. On the larger iMacs, the card readers on the right hand side. On the smaller Mac minis, the card readers in the back on the left hand side, and on the laptops, it's in the slot on the right hand side. So when you plug in, if you have Final Cut Pro open, all right, when you plug in a card, it's automatically going to pull up the media import window. Do not, under any circumstances, download footage directly into Final Cut Pro. All right, I've said this 100 times and it continues to be an issue. The first thing that you want to do is you want to get out of Final Cut Pro. If you close that media import window, that's fine. You can still leave Final Cut Pro open. That's no problem at all. All right. The next thing that you should do is you'll click on what's called Untitled, or whatever the card's name is. So I clicked on Untitled. That's going to pull up a folder. It's going to say DCIM or private. It might have some other stuff on there based on the card, but normally DCIM is what you're going to want. If you filmed on the 100 JVC, that's what the folder's going to be. If you filmed on the Canon, that's what the folder's going to be. It's whatever the camera's title is. Okay. Now, when you film, you're going to get two types of files for the JVC. You're going to get an XML file, all right, and you're going to get an MOV file. Now, XML files are important if you're doing like really high-end work. We're not, so we don't need to worry about those. If you're doing stuff with the GoPro, it's actually going to break it down into 3 file types. And if you're working with the Canon, it'll be MP4s, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a folder first, okay? And I'm just going to call it Homecoming Game Footage, all right? Just because that's easier. And then I'm going to click on the top file that I need, and I'm going to hit and hold the Shift button, hit that bottom file, and then I'm just going to drag all of those files into that folder, and it's going to transfer over. And once that's transferred over, then I can open up this folder, and you can see, they're coming in a little bit here one at a time. Then I can transfer these from this folder into Final Cut Pro, and you don't lose any footage when you pull the card out. Okay, so that's the process for taking stuff off a card. All right.